All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time of day you're viewing this. Welcome to today's episode. I keep tripping on my words. Welcome to today's episode of the R.A.H podcast. I'm your host, Rahsaan Corbin II. And then today, my guest, my guest. One of my first friends from FAMU. Actually, you probably were my first friend at FAMU. He's known by many names on campus. He introduced himself as Emmanuel. I'm like, bro, that's cap. Your name said Justin on GroupMe. But I got Justin Martin on. What's up, Justin?
And how y'all doing, man? I just want to say thank you, Rob, for having me on this esteemed podcast. I really appreciate you, being a part of this.
Man, I appreciate you being on. I know you got a busy schedule. Saving lives and stuff. Make sure people can walk. What I'm going to talk about later when we get to the physical therapy section,
Um,
because you got a few mishaps with being physical therapy more than school. Anyway,
I knew that was coming.
anyway, no, you're not escaping the jokes, and y'all will understand when I get to that section. Anyway, we're gonna start with an icebreaker. It's gonna be a this or that, and I saw this on Drink Champs, it's music edition. All right, so we're both music heads. You probably
Mm-hmm.
listen to music a lot more than me. So I'm going up the top right now. Bryson Tiller or Chris Brown?
Oh, you didn't do me like that. All right. So the correct answer is going to be Chris Brown. Ever since, 9-year-old me heard Deuces on the radio, I couldn't get over it. But I think Bryson Tiller is underrated. I don't think he don't get the respect he deserves as an artist, especially with his recent, not the self-titled, but the anniversary album. I think that was a masterpiece that people slept on because I think it was COVID times. Everyone kind of was already in a bad mood, but and I love both of them. They both, top R&B guys. But I'm probably gonna take my boy Breezy on that one. I can't lie.
See breezy. I don't know if you listen to him like that. Well, I know one of them you do. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson. He number one because you gotta flash it back to young me with that Wii remote playing that Michael Jackson dance thinking I was him. You know what I'm saying? I had to that he ain't no one talks Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Producer wise, Kanye West or Pharrell?
I think they wow. Am I making a hit record and I got to pick, or is it who I think
Yeah,
is the best?
like someone invited to the studio and said the producer just called out. We need
Yeah,
someone to help out with this project, mix and master and supply some beats.
man, that's tough. I gotta say, I'm gonna stick with the boy Ye, even though they don't say nothing from Pharrell. And if y'all had a chance to see his new movie, that Piece by Piece, it
Oh
really
yeah.
highlight who he is as a producer and the grounds he's broken. But I gotta pick Ye because I really love. It's got to be a certain era of Ye that we all know what's up with Ye, but we all know what's up. But give me the one where he was chopping and screwing them gospel beats, man. I think that was undefeated, man. That's a Ye that was truly in the bag, like deep in the bag. So I gotta take him.
Man, and one more. And we've people been debating this stuff since the dawn of time, aka middle school and high school.
Talk to me.
Part of the reason why we're friends. I feel
Yeah.
like I know the answer to this. Kid out of Cole.
Wait, what you talking about? Yeah, it's got to be Kendrick Lamar, man. I think Kendrick, and there's no shade to Cole because I'm gonna tell you, scale 1 to 10, Kendrick a 9.9, Cole got to be a 9.7. I ain't trying to take nothing from Cole and what he has done for the community, the hip hop community, and just us as people, but Kendrick Lamar bring a certain level of artistry and creativity for not only speaking on Black issues, speaking on just religious allegory through his DAMN album. Just and then we get the West Coast stuff. Like it's got to be Kendrick. I'm sorry, it's got to be that boy Kendrick.
Man, what they talk, but they talk about now. What they talk, but they talk about
You
now.
feel me?
Anyway, appreciate you for the icebreaker.
Absolutely, man.
We're gonna dive into this interview. We're already breaking the ice before we recorded, but you know what I'm saying? It was good to get more laughs in. So quick background about yourself. Like, where you from? Where'd you go for undergrad? What'd you study? And then tell them where you got that white coat for.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, like I said, I'm Justin Martin. I'm from a small town in Florida called Panama City, Florida. For those of you who don't know, if you look at a map, it's on the hump. Um, I grew up here since I was about two. Got a chance to go to a school, Tuskegee University. That was the first HBCU I went to. Stayed there for a year. And you know, I thought I was going to graduate there. My parents went there. My auntie went there. I thought I was going to end up being there, but God had a different plan for me. I got a chance to go to the illustrious FAMU, where them snakes be. You know what I'm saying? Got to meet my, you know what I'm saying, one of my long-standing friends, Raw. Um, you know, got to be there for about 2 years, got to be a transfer peer mentor, got to do, you know, dibble and dabble, do a little bit of artistry, got to do a little bit of shoemaking and such. And then I graduated 2023. And that following August, I graduated in May, I got to the University of St. Augustine, which is a graduate school for physical therapy. And that's what the white coat is for. I'm blessed and highly favored, truly, to have made it to the point where I'm at in this curriculum, where we are having actually the white coat ceremony this upcoming Friday. Whenever you guys see it, it'll be whenever, but it'll be this Friday of today. And I'm really just thankful to you know, get a chance to help people that had the same injuries as me. I'm sure Rob, you know, alluded to it earlier. I'm sure we'll get a chance to joke about that later. But yeah, man, I just got a chance to study physical therapy and you know, become a doctor in my own right. You know, trying to help the musculoskeletal system work more efficiently and rehab people from injuries and such.
Yeah, when I tell y'all this man Justin has matured over the years,
And
he has matured. Even see him wearing a tie. We were talking about this before. He had to borrow my ties for his interviews.
I
He was
did.
getting ready for grad school. I'm like, bro, you ain't got any ties? He's like, nah. I was like, take mine. I only had like three ties at the time, but I have more now. I only had three ties. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? You're where you're at now, which is good. And I hope that's your tie.
It is. It
Um,
is. It is. Finally got a couple of them in the bag now.
oh my goodness. All right. So first topic we have is transferring to FAMU. You said you started Tuskegee. You thought you would graduate there, but why'd you switch? Why'd you switch to HBCUs?
So I originally and I think this is a whole nother topic of itself, but I think it's not unfair, but I think it's crazy to let high schoolers ultimately decide what they want to do for the rest of their life. Because unless you're just a genius high schooler, that I wasn't. I just like to watch cartoons and watch anime, hang with my little brother, do such and such. But I had to make a pretty big decision immediately, and I knew really nothing of it. So my first major, long story short, was occupational therapy, and it's kind of like the same as physical therapy. For those who don't know, occupational therapy is more for like fine motor ADLs, so activities daily living. So everything you do in your daily day-to-day life is what you people need help getting back to. So like using the bathroom, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, hygiene, et cetera, et cetera. So that was my first major, but unbeknownst to me at the time, I had no idea what that was. I thought it was just physical therapy with a special name on it. So I was there for a year and met a lot of cool people. You know, a lot of great teachers. They really had an impact on me, even though it was for a short time. But that's why I say God had a different plan for me because I really didn't know what occupational therapy was. But I was blessed to get a chance to be a tech at corporation. I won't say their name right now. Just, you know, I don't know how the corporate license works around here. But I got to be a rehab tech when I was 19. So the summer going into my sophomore year. And I realized immediately that occupational therapy was not something I wanted to do. And I needed to make a quick pivot very fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I talked to my parents about it. And again, at that clinic I was at, I saw that the physical therapy, I saw what they did. And I was like, that's my speed. That's what I want to do. So the Tuskegee unfortunately didn't have it. And I talked to my parents about it. We had to get a plan going. So I did a quick little semester here at Panama City's Gulf Coast, just to get some credits lined up because I knew I still want to be at a HBCU. I knew the love that I got from HBCUs and just the community that I was going to get. I wouldn't get that anywhere else. So I knew I had to go to HBCU. I just didn't know which one. So we did some research and physical therapy. Shout out to FAMU. They have one of the best physical therapy programs in the nation, like they do, right? You got to get a 300 GRE, like you got to be on your point. And for those who are in the field of lifestyle, they know that's no easy task for a lot of students, unfortunately. So, but anyway, to stay on topic here, I knew that the FAMU was a great school for physical therapy for what my interests were. So I ultimately ended up applying here. Got in, and the rest is history. Got to graduate 23, and here we are now at grad school.
Can you give us a little timeline of how many months or days or years, however it works? How much time do you have left?
So my program is 2.5 years, but I'm an accelerated program. Most programs aren't like that. They want to get us in and out at University of St. Augustine. So as of today, right now, um, I have roughly about a little less than a year. The white coat ceremony it marks your halfway point because you went through 4 semesters. It's a semester based program, not a year based program. So I'm in school every 3 semesters of the year, and it's only 3 semesters in a calendar year. So no breaks, unfortunately. But so I got through 4 semesters. That's about roughly the first year, a little bit change left, and then you get to the white coat, and like I said, it's about a year, less than a year left. So I got 3 more semesters left. I'm finishing up term 4 now. I'll be going on the clinicals March 10th, and then term 5, 6, and 7 and 8, and then we or term 6, 7, 8. Excuse me, I'm in term 5. Sorry, and then it's just we rocking and rolling from there.
So big things, big things,
Yeah,
big things.
yeah.
I'm gonna take a step back. I'm about to back and forth between the FAMU and then DPT, which I had to look up before this. Uh, so we got the FAMU literally the same semester, and this is literally a good definition of right place, right time, because you just don't
Mhm.
happen to be down the hall from me.
Yeah.
I was in a trans student group chat. I'm like, "Yo, is anyone else first semester?" You're in the DM me. I'm like, "Yo, we in the same dorm. Yo, let me say what's up real quick." I'm like, "All right, cool." All of a
Yeah,
sudden, we look where we're at now. Four
absolutely.
years later. 4 years later, spring 21. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. But so that semester was kind of weird because everything was still kind of restricted. But how are you handling, you know, COVID during that time? Everything was still virtual. Like, how are you handling that while you're at FAMU?
It was rough, just off the sense that I'm a pretty wild person, pretty social person. I was back then, and now you have said I have matured, but a little piece of me is still in there that likes to, have a good time, have a nice community time, play some spades with some people, do all that kind of stuff. But COVID was hard because it was just me and you for a little minute. Honestly, I didn't really have no one else I was really talking to on a daily. And everything was still closed around that time. I don't think the gym was open, so I couldn't even
No.
hoop like that. So it was tough just trying to feel normal in a world that got shaken up and unfortunately wasn't normal at the time. So I think I handled it as best as anyone else probably ever could. I definitely listened to a lot of music. I started trying to pursue other passions. Like I said, the art thing, I like to do a little bit of art. I like to dabble in stuff just to keep some level of creativity going on in my mind because I felt like I was just bored all the time. COVID was probably, for lack of a better word, boring. And, that's just as pretty as I could put it.
Yeah, it was definitely hard. I remember that first semester. I was just trying to get on campus. I didn't care if I had class. Well, obviously, I cared if I had class. Let me rephrase that. I didn't care if I had in-person classes, whether it was virtual. I just want to be on campus.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got there when I did, because if I got there fall 21, probably would have been a little harder because everything was in person. Didn't really have that foundation. But like class-wise, how was a physical therapy, course load for you once you got the FAMU?
I think it wasn't too bad. I will say shout out to Dr. McCullum. are probably one of the smartest people I ever met in my life. I hope you do get a chance to see this one day, sir, because you left an impact on me that a lot of teachers probably haven't, especially in high school. He taught the anatomy classes, the anatomy courses, and the labs. And that was the first, for those that watched this and had Dr. McCullum, he was the first teacher I ever had that, most of the multiple choices are A through D. Like, he did A through L, A through M, and all of it. So it's either you knew it or you didn't. You know what I'm saying? In the anatomy, it's like, the words sound the same to a certain degree. A lot of you got extensor carpi radialis, then you got a brevis, then you got this a but. So it's like if you don't know what specifically he's asking and what he's basically what the correct answer is, you're not going to get that question right. So I think that he really pushed me to want to be better, to want more for myself and my collegiate career from an academic standpoint. So he definitely, I think he started paving the way and into the clinician I'm aspiring to be, God willing. Once I go ahead and pass my boards, but I think he really the courses, of course, and I don't know if you took that one class, that African American Histories class.
I did. I took it later on.
That class was good because we got to know that, you got to know your history. And if you never got a chance to read it, I definitely suggest you guys read The Miseducation of the Negro. That was the first book we had to read. I thought that was a really, absolutely. I think that was a very pivotal book in my career. Honestly, those two courses, but like the basic, because it was more than one anatomy course, but those two subjects, for lack of a better word, I think truly defined who I was. I knew I wanted to be not a halfway decent PT. I wanted to be a pretty good one. And then I need to know my history. I need to know where I came from, where my people came from, because it's not just me. I'm saying on the shoulders, of a lot of great people that look like me, but didn't get the same opportunities as me, or didn't get the same, just chances. So I had to take advantage of what I got through learning through other people. So I think those two courses really left a pretty big imprint on me.
That's what's up. And then balancing being a transfer student peer mentor and the course load of pre-physical therapy. How'd you manage that? Because I remember coming back to the room sometimes, you were door shut, headphones on. I can hear your headphones from the door. Or I'll be in the library with you, but like, how'd you handle like the academic load and your responsibilities with your job? Like,
it was definitely tough. I had a great support system. My support team, my fellow coworkers, we no one ever did anything alone. It felt like, to Chantrez, Lauren, Dorothy, like it just felt like TK, and if I didn't say your name, it's not because I ain't forget it. It's just, my boy Rock got me in a pretty important moment right now. So, I'm trying to elevate myself to him. But jokes aside, though, the team was great. No one ever really did anything alone. We always did the events together, or people that could do it, showed up. But I really never felt like I was alone. And then the mentees that were under me, for lack of a better word, because I don't really, no one really under me, that just were assigned to me. That sounds a little bit better to me. They showed love, man. Like it never felt like I was begging nobody to do something, or I was begging nobody to get to this class or register for this. It just felt like a conversation you have with, a friend or something. It just really felt really organic, really genuine, and just feeling the support that they gave me. Just saying, Justin, thank you for this, for that. We really appreciate you. I just really think that put some wind in my sails and allowed me to push through it. So yeah.
yeah, and then another thing about you, seeing walk around campus, I kind of already touched on it. You're always listening to music. Like, what's playing in your headphones, like on the way to a test, or even leaving, going back to the dorm? Like, what were some artists you just listened to on a daily basis when you were going to class?
So if you know me, I'm a big R&B guy. I'm a big I like singing. You know, I love rap. You know, you never get away from rap. But I think I'm pretty versatile. Around that time though, I think I really started falling in love with Juice World, A Death Race for Love. I'm a big songs about like love, like just any song, because even heartbreak is a form of love, you know, because that's a real emotion that a lot of people feel. And I do remember that album vividly. I used to play that one crazy. It'd be a lot of Smino. Shout out Smino. He don't get the respect he deserve. You know, of course, my boy Breeze, we talked about it earlier. Tiller, K. Cole. Oh, and you almost made me forget, man, because around that time Donda came out, and that album got me through a lot. I ain't gonna sit here in front. That was a great motivational album, a great album to help me remember, you know. And then God got me, you know. It's one thing to talk the talk, but when you gotta test that metal, put that flame to the fire, and you gotta figure it out somehow, some way, and then you know a hand come in and move obstacles out your way. I just think you know that album really highlighted it, especially in that time in my life. So just a little bit of mix of everything, but you know I definitely always had music, and it still is to this day. I try to get my Apple Music minute score up, so when I post them for the replays, everybody be, man, I can't beat them. I can't beat them. So you know.
I get a headache every time I see yours. I get a headache. I'm like, I know I listen to a lot of music, but I also listen to podcasts too. Like for instance, this year I had like 61,000 minutes on Spotify,
Yeah.
and my friends like, you do listen to a lot of podcasts. That didn't do anything to it. That was like 1,000 minutes. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I still have 60,000 leftover music. They're like, you just listen to music? I'm like, yeah. Then I had to show them all my vinyls and stuff on the wall. I'm like, I don't play about this.
Yeah,
It gets me through the day, like you said, keeps you motivated.
man.
Makes you want to get up. I can't dance, but makes you want to get up and just start two stepping and stuff. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Trying to figure out a transfer. I said transfer. It's funny because I have transfer written right here. So I'm trying to figure out where to transition from here. I guess talk about the course load. So
Yeah.
the course load from undergrad versus now, or like the workload, I'll say. I'll say workload, not course load. 'Cause I don't know if you take as many classes, but like
Yeah.
how do you compare those two?
Night and day. Red and blue. That's how you compare them. They ain't nothing even close to coming to nothing. Because undergrad is to a degree challenge. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not challenge. Like there, you do need that navigate. But graduate school is a whole different animal because you taking probably about 6, 7 classes, and they all 3 credits or more. I took like 2 4 credit classes on top of the 3 credit. You know, like, and I just tell you this: my grind it had to switch. You know, I used to never be a early person. I feel like you knew that, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and
You would be
apologize to
a
you while we're
you
on the
would
podcast.
you would be a night owl,
Uh-huh.
and then when I wake up, I hear you snoring. But then when I come back to the room like 2 hours later, you're gone. I'm like, he got up quick. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, I might have unfortunately woken you up opening and closing doors at night, but yeah, undergrad, man, I used to be a night owl, man. I used to be able to stay up late as I wanted to, but grad school had to switch. I had to be on a more, stringent schedule. I had to be sleep. Like Bree make fun of me of it now. She'd be like, "You be in bed like an old man," but I know I gotta. In my mindset, I know what it take to get this knowledge from this course before I even walk into class the next day because everything built up on itself. You want to pile up, so I'm in bed like by 8, and I'm up about 4 or 5, and we getting the day rolling. Like we gotta spend at least 2 3 hours on something before I walk into the class because the grind got to be different in grad school. I can't even lie to you. Anyone trying to, excuse me, get out there and enroll and apply, I'm gonna just tell you. But honestly, this is true though. I'm gonna give someone some grace because someone's gonna hear this and be like, oh no, y'all might be smarter than me. You know, I'm certainly not the smartest knife in the bunch. And I had to be honest with myself and realize that undergrad me probably could pick things up a little bit quicker. High school me definitely, I don't think I even cracked the book open in high school. Honestly, I probably got in and out. But grad school, man, it took a different level of grind. I had to be honest with myself. I had to realize what I was lacking in, what subjects I had deficits in, and I had to, make a 180 pivot and switch my lifestyle up. So I had to be a early bird, start doing some studying beforehand just to stay afloat, So, but it's doable. Definitely, it's doable.
So, and this is a perfect transition going in to your experience of grad school because your story, we were joking about it earlier, your story is very unique for how you stayed on this path with physical therapy. And I'm pretty sure you probably have a little more, just as much experience some of those people working in offices now because you've probably seen them a lot. So,
Mhm.
anyway, long story short, Justin, my guest, my wonderful guest, tore his ACL one, two, correct. Go ahead. Make sure I'm not inflating these numbers. One, two,
You're right, two
maybe
times,
three
and then
times.
my meniscus twice, so I had 3 surgeries total.
Another backstory, y'all. So Justin, he came back fall 21 leg brace. I'm like, cool. Spring semester afterwards, he just got out of the leg brace and now he's back in the leg brace. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I was hooping. You said I was like, again, you're not even here. It's like, I was fine, man. I was fine. I'm like, clearly you're not. And then his last year when we were roommates, I came back. You I come back, you're laying in bed with the door open. You're like, hey yo, check my dad out there. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Your needle's like a softball. I'm like, bro, what happened? I just saw you earlier. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, bro, what is going on? And you got over that. You went back home for like a week or so because he
Yeah.
had surgery. Spring 23. Not too much time before graduation, something else happens.
Yep, yep, yep,
And was it the same knee?
yep. All of them on the same knee.
Oh my goodness. It was the same knee. And this man he didn't have any crutches at graduation. You see him hobbling.
I still got a pick. I still got a pick in between my green robe. You see the knee brace in my orange shorts in my forces.
He couldn't even put on his dress pants, bro. He was wearing shorts under his gown. But he had to button down and tie on. Anyway, I thought that was always funny. Because now you're about to be a doctor helping people
As hard headed as me.
rehab from this. I can imagine it now. Oh, you tore your ACL. Did that a few times. I feel like they're gonna be like, should I even be talking to you? Anyway, that's besides the point. So, DPT, doctor in physical therapy. I say that right?
You did, sir.
So, the school you're at now, what made you choose it? And did you want to stay in state?
So what made me choose it, and of course, the surgeries, of course, that made me get to keep pursuing it. That kept the focus. But the school I ended up going to, I met a wonderful, wonderful physical therapist by the name of Miss Brenda. She rehabbed me, and you probably gonna laugh at me again, but I was 14 with knee injuries
Oh
and
my
playing basketball, as
goodness.
you would imagine. And it all started from there. Me and my family met her. We met Dr. Mitchell, an orthopedic surgeon here, and I just got real close with them. Especially in a really troubling time like that, because for anyone that's really had a major surgery like that, you just start asking questions like, will I be able to walk again? Will I have arthritis? Will I, your mind starts to spiral, and you start to catastrophize a little bit. But all of them were very encouraging. All of them were very knowledgeable. Of course, as you see, I'm still walking, both legs by the grace of God. And just the last time, once the spring one
Yeah,
or
23.
fall one, basically
Spring
one of them,
23.
there's too many of them. I tore my ACL, and me and Miss Brenda just really talked about it, and she really helped guide me along. And then I just noticed on the wall her diploma said University of St. Augustine, and truly those were some of the most professional, intelligent, empathetic physical therapists and medical officials I really ever met in my life. So I was like, why would I not follow in their footsteps to try to become what they could become, if not even better? So I saw that degree. I did a little bit of research on it, and ultimately that's, where I ended up going. And funny enough, I wanted to go to Lakeland, college in Lakeland, but they were in the recruiter was like, yeah, everything was pretty good, transcript was good. We just want you to retake one biology class. And if you knew me at that time, you knew retaking the class was not going to happen. I'm just going to be honest here.
He got to those classes by any means necessary.
Malcolm X style, by any means. So I wasn't retaking nothing. And I put all my eggs in one basket. I don't recommend that for anyone out looking out here. Always have, other options. Don't put all your eggs in one basket unless it's Easter. It was not Easter when I applied, but by the grace of God, as I said previously, he saw fit to let me get in on time. I didn't have to take no gap year or nothing. University of St. Augustine welcomed me into their program, and here we are now.
And how was that transition? You talked on it. You touched on it briefly about switching up your sleep schedule, but how was the first semester getting acquainted with your cohort? Like, how was that for you?
So the honest answer is horrible. Just gonna be honest here, because I had to learn how to be an adult. A lot of people act like, yeah, I'm grown, I'm grown, I'm grown. I'm this and that, but grown is when you gotta, because there's no meal plan. Yeah, there's no it's you, like there's no dorms. It's you gotta get some housing, you gotta learn how to cook your meals if you want to eat every day. You gotta budget your money right, because the loans I get, I got the grad plus ones, and they pay the tuition, of course, but they give me I'm not gonna say the number, but I get a good amount to live off of, we'll say.
Stipend,
so to pay for my housing, stuff like that. And I just had to learn a lot of lessons really fast. I had to learn how to, like I said, budget that money, make sure that rent on time. Because if that rent ain't on time, the late fees gonna come, and then the late fees gonna come. You have to pay more money. Then you keep doing that, your credit score gonna go down. And it's just a lot of those things you don't even have to think about in undergrad. Well, some people definitely have to think about it undergrad. I'm probably lucky and blessed to not have had to think about that. I got to stay in the dorm on campus, but I had to learn pretty early, pretty fast what it's like to be an adult, on top of juggling a curriculum that I never could have even imagined, So it was definitely some growing pains, definitely a lot of growing pains. I definitely had to learn a lot of lessons early, a lot of lessons fast. I had to touch fire, make sure it was still hot. Unfortunately, it still is, but I was able to get around the right people too, though, because you got to keep the main thing the main thing. My family still had my back, and they've been through it. They went through higher learning. I met my now girlfriend, Bree, who's also a University of St. Augustine student, and she, you see someone that looks, what I'm saying, that comes from the same ethnic background as you, and they have to weed through the same hurdles and obstacles as you. It gives you motivation, because you want to do it for the people that's coming under you, and then the people that's coming under them, and the people that's coming under them. So I definitely had my growing pains, but I'm not gonna act like it was all cookies and cream. It certainly was not, but I figured it out. I definitely had to rely on the Lord to get me through. Rely on my parents, and then it started getting easier. I started hitting my stride around term two. Term two, honestly, I realized that the extra stuff gotta go. Like at the end of the day, you know what you're here for. You're here to get that piece of paper, and you're here to get that degree. I mean, in that pass your license. That's just the long and the short of it. So the extra drama, because undergrad stuff, it's a lot of drama, it's a lot of this, it's a lot of that, it's partying, all that stuff. Man, no. I think the most fun I had was watching Breaking Bad that semester. But you really gotta pivot. You gotta align your focus to what is gonna benefit you, and what's not. You gotta sit it like wheat, honestly. And term two, everything started rolling around a little bit better. Grades definitely got better. I picked up the stride. Term three got even better. Term four, crushed that. Term five, here I am now, and it's like you just gotta. I'll say this: you'll never get nowhere at 100%, but you shouldn't stay at zero either. You know, you gotta, if you go somewhere, even if it's at 1%, next time 2%, next time 3%. Just keep improving, keep improving. At the end of the day, you'll get to where you need to go.
What's up? And then speaking of doing it for those coming behind you, can you share any advice or learning experiences from taking the GRE? Because that's one of the requirements to get in your program. Can you
Mm.
share any like study tips or preparation leading up to the GRE?
I'm gonna tell you, pray, pray, and pray, and then when that don't work, pray one more time. And then you definitely you need to do some GRE prep. If you can get a book, the Amazon got a good one. If you can take some classes, pay attention, like because if anyone was like me growing up, the standardized testing was always hard. I just and not even from a content standpoint, from a sitting down and staying focused for that long standpoint. Because once 5 hours go by, it's like I don't care about this sentence structure anymore. I don't care about this. It's just you just lose interest. You lose interest. You lose focus. My mom used to joke about me all the time. She say everything just boring and Justin. Everything just boring. But standardized testing definitely was boring. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. And I took the GRE. I think I took it twice. I got like a 290 the first time and a 294, 6, something like that the second time. And also, again, I'll come back, not to just segue, but I think everything truly happens for a reason because I told you about, I was talking to Miss Brenda about that, the school she was at, right? I did the research after I took the GRE because I got injured after the GRE, right? I hit just the score I needed to get there. You know, I hit just the score I needed. And I was like, that's gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like, I don't want to interpret what the Lord trying to tell me, but if things start getting easier as opposed to swimming upstream, maybe you on the right path, you know? So because at first, like I said, FAMU has a great DPT program, you know, a lot of great physical therapists gonna come out of there. But I wasn't making that 300 GRE score. It wasn't happening. I was gonna keep spending money on it, you know. So I just think everything aligned how the Lord wanted it to. Like I said, I just hit that GRE score. I got hurt again and got to reconnect with Miss Brenda, and then you know everything was smooth sailing. But you know, to go back to the GRE, honestly, man, the best thing you can do is prep, pray, eat a good breakfast beforehand, leave with plenty of time before. Do not find yourself rushing, stressed, nothing. Give yourself and get a good night's sleep because that test it's an important test. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's a very important test for your future. But at the end of the day, like you just gotta the work you put in it will be the work you get out of
Man, oh man. And
it.
then do you still find yourself in that mentor role with some people, whether they're in your cohort? Because you know, mentorship can go beyond, career. Go to life. You can go to, advice on what music should I listen to, what activities do you do outside of, school and whatnot. Like, do you help people that are just coming into your program or like other people? I don't know how to properly
So
word it, but
I got a chance. So they switched the curriculum up 3 semesters below me. So I got a chance to help a couple people. Like the term below me, they passed on the stuff I gave them. Like my Quizlets I was really good at making Quizlets. I'm good at making practice tests just to help prepare you. They come ask me about, practicals. And what a practical is essentially is us doing the manual therapy skills with a professor, basically grading your skills, So I give them, just little tidbits or whatever to focus on. But honestly, I think I'm in the season now where it's more I need to be mentored. I need to be receiving before I can give anyone out or give anything out to anyone because it just wouldn't be beneficial. Like, granted, again, I help where I can, and I definitely, if I see where you come in if you're running behind me, I'll tell you to watch out for that rock, watch out for that root, watch out for that snake right there. But at the same time, my eyes are still in front of the person that I'm running behind because like I said, I'm in this. I got to be a sponge right now, so I think it's a little bit of both. I'm definitely in a position now to where I'm receiving a lot more. Not saying FAMU isn't getting none because I certainly had a lot of people pouring into me as well, but FAMU I was a little more refined, distinguished, especially as a junior and senior. So I knew the ropes a lot better than what I know them for now. So it's just a little bit of both.
Yeah, I will say you're always learning, relearning, and adapting. And we always talk about, not to discredit, this experience, but like that experience also like groundwork. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So obviously now you're going to be better than you were then. So your time at FAMU, my time at FAMU, that was all groundwork to what we're standing on now. Just like how you said we're standing on the shoulder of our ancestors, we're standing on the shoulder of our past selves.
Absolutely,
Our past
absolutely.
selves who really grinded out those hard nights, those long days,
Mm-hmm.
uh, late to class, all that stuff.
Don't tell my mom.
All that stuff, all the above, all the trials and tribulations. I'll leave it at that. But like, what's one piece of advice for someone? Like we talked about the GRE, we talked about staying focused on undergrad, but like, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone so they don't go through the same thing you did your first year or first
Listen,
semester?
I'd say listen. You don't know everything. You never will know everything. And there are people much smarter than you that admit that they're dumb. That was eye opening because, and there no one, I don't think anyone's dumb, but the fact that I'm hearing professors that I admire that have paved the way for many physical therapists look me in my eyes. I'll just give you a quick story. He told me there was a class called biomechanics. I don't know if any of you ever get a chance to take that class. That's a hard class. It's a very hard class. And I just kept asking him questions and always ask questions. That's the first thing I want to say. Do not ever, ever, ever in your life pretend you know nothing. Just go with the flow. If you don't know nothing, ask. Because at the end of the day, if you get it wrong and you didn't know, no one can fault you. But if you act like you knew it, all that because that's negligence. That's wrong, So, but it was a teacher. I'll say his name because I really respect the man, Dr. Vidi, my biomechanics teacher and my PTMD teacher. I just kept asking him questions about the moments for single leg raise and just the gravity, just the toric whole nine. It wasn't clicking. It wasn't clicking at all. And I kept asking him. I kept asking him. I kept asking him. And then I'll never forget this man. He said, um, "Justin, are you a slow learner?" And I was like, I didn't know how to feel offended or not. I was like, I mean, I don't know. Like I just have to work hard. But then in that moment, it was a moment of vulnerability. He said, Justin, I was just like you. I still am like you. I still am a slow learner. I don't pick things up as fast as other people. I think he was the smartest man in the whole school, truly. But and to tell me that, you know what I'm saying? To tell me, Justin, I'm a slow learner too. I gotta work hard. Things don't come easy to me, but if I can do it, you can do it, essentially along those lines. And um that really stuck out to me because it was like, okay, if you can say that and you already passed your boards, you already are a practicing clinician, you already have treated more patients than a lot of us have underwear and socks, and you can be as distinguished and as esteemed as you are, and you can still have a moment of humility and yeah, I'm still a slow learner. I still gotta work. Then who am I to act like I know everything? So I think my best piece of advice is keep listening, keep learning from other people. Don't ever get too prideful. Don't ever think you know everything. Don't ever think, you know, just you just are God's gift to the earth. Because at the end of the day, there is someone out there that's always gonna be smarter than you. It just comes down to how much you're willing to work.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You really have matured, Justin. I'm very proud of you.
Hey man, thank you, thank you. I
I'm
had to
very
follow in
proud of
your
you, bro.
footsteps.
I'm very
I had
proud
to
of you,
follow in
bro.
your footsteps, man. You was leading the way with your internships and all that. I'm like, okay, I see what excellence look like. Let me try to be like that.
Yeah, I remember y'all were like, we trying to be like you. I'm like, I'm trying to be like y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're all doing big things. Like we all looking up to each other. But that's what I liked about not just being that family, but surrounding myself with great people. Because even like our friend group chat,
Mm,
wins and accomplishments. We
absolutely.
all graduate. Well, majority of us graduate. I think one or two still have like a semester left. But we all did big things within our respective fields. Whether it's engineering for me, journalism, medical field like yourself, Shalici, and a few other people. But yeah, we're all doing big things, and I really am proud of us, and we're still able to stay connected as adults, even though we're not that far out of school. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But yeah, is there anything else you want to touch on about DPT school?
Honestly, man, I'm just excited. I'm going on my clinicals this upcoming March 10th in Louisiana. I'll be in an inpatient facility called Bird Rehab Hospital. I'm very excited, very blessed. I didn't even think I'd get to this point. And like I said, God been holding my hand every step of the way. So I just got to give all honor and glory to Him.
Got you. And we got one more topic to get some more laughs going. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about one pop culture topic. I don't usually talk about pop culture like that because, like, you know what I'm saying? I just talk about whatever's on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is something that's very important to talk about. You touched on not just knowing our history, but, like, taking pride in it. But this past Sunday or last Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you.
They did. They did.
40 to 23. Or was it 40 to 23? 40 to 23, something like that. But we also saw a halftime performance that I'm not going to say I wasn't expecting anything flashy. I just wasn't sure what to expect, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, I don't mean to say his whole name, but Kendrick Lamar Duckworth put on a very, I don't even know how to describe it. He put on a very well put together halftime performance.
He did.
And
He
some of the
did.
stuff went over some people's heads. This is the one time I watched something I didn't have to look up other videos explaining stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I was following. But
Mm-hmm.
he touched on the usual stuff he's been talking about since he's been mainstream. I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
talking about California,
Mm-hmm.
looking out for the as he says, the little homies,
Mm-hmm.
and just taking pride as an artist in a game that I don't want to say has kind of diluted down, but someone who stayed true to his roots.
Yes. Yes.
So, what were your initial thoughts when you saw, or what was your expectation going to the Super Bowl? We'll start there. What was your expectation from Kendrick Lamar?
I'll be honest, man. I wasn't expecting a lot of GNX. I was expecting a lot more Good Kid, Mad City. Truthfully, I was expecting some hits, like, and not saying he didn't play hits because everything he played, I think, was perfect. But I think I was expecting more of swimming pools, don't kill my vibe, stuff like that. Just as a flashback. Of course, I knew he was gonna play Not Like Us, but um, I think my expectation. Grant, I knew it was going to be a good show, but I should have known that someone who is so willing to speak on issues from a To Pimp a Butterfly and just not scared to speak on issues, or someone to have a creativity, a creative mind, excuse me, to on a DAMN. I just feel like I should have known he would have had a little bit more in store for us than just the regular playing his hits and getting out of there.
Yeah, I think that's what I liked. He didn't play like he wasn't, like I said, he's not flashy. He's not a flashy
Mm-hmm.
person.
Mm-hmm.
But he did play some of his flashy songs from GNX, which I'm be honest, all of them were flashy. You know what I'm saying? I could bump the whole album. I was still on
I
the way home
definitely
from
can.
work.
That's 10 out of 10
Yeah.
album for me, man.
But I thought I'm still trying to digest it, even just thinking about it. But he had the red. At first, I saw the red and blue, which the different colors he was talking about,
Absolutely.
different affiliation on Good Kid, Mad City. But then he also had white in there representing the American flag. But he was also representing people from his city as well, and
If you
making
don't mind
sure
me
they stay
interjecting real
true.
quick,
Go ahead.
just to show the level of artistry in the mind that he has, we are all familiar with what those colors represent in certain cultures and in our community. But it's not just our community, because if you look at what blue and red represents in the country, those are, like, he was
Hmm.
on a different frequency, I feel like, and he highlighted a lot of things in that little symbolism, but people wouldn't even show that, because I think, granted, this is just Justin's theories, of course, but there was some backlash for all the people in the performance being looking a certain way. I'll just leave it at that. But I think that shows a level of unity that can be sought after and should be sought after even though there are different political affiliations, different, you know, sides of a gang war, for lack of a better word. And it just shows that two sides of the same coin is still going to be 25 cents, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was, I mean, the halftime show was truly beautiful, I feel like. And I definitely rewatched it again the other day. And I feel like he really tapped into something deeper than what most Super Bowls have been.
And I will say, he's not. I was gonna say he's the first hip hop artist to perform a Super Bowl. We had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But as a solo artist, that was the first time like ever, and he held it down. And he was amazing at holding his composure because I know it's a big crowd of people, but
And the people in the
just
crowd.
people, yeah, like even just I can't even imagine being one of the dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Like people being out there, like, what if I miss a step? What if I miss a step and the camera's right on me? But anyway, I say all that to say the way he was able to control the crowd and the way he was able to show how passionate he is really shows how deeply he loves this game of music. And I like the part where he quoted man, what was it, Man at the Garden? He's like, how annoying, I might be paraphrasing, how annoying does it angers me know that lambs can speak of the origins of the games that I breathe. I'm like, I felt that because like some people have been like, man, Kendrick's boring or J. Cole is boring. They don't talk about nothing. They don't talk about the man, play some stuff they'll play in a club. Like Kendrick doesn't do all that stuff. You feel me? So I feel like it was
it's bigger
good.
than that.
Yeah, he was staying grounded to it, and that's what he always talked about it. Even in Butterfly, the music, the poetry is bigger than just the industry. It's a sport, like he said. I don't know if you watched his Apple Music interview. It's a sport, and him jabbing at people. I'm not gonna drop names, but him jabbing at people, him jabbing, him jabbing at people is what fuels his fire. And I know he and him expressing himself is another thing that gets looked over from hip hop as well. 'Cause people are like, man, all this gangster music. Some of the stuff is good, like the storytelling part of it. However, if you're just plotting on it, you're just idolizing the gang culture and whatnot. You don't understand the storytelling. You're kind of missing the point, which is what he was trying to get out with this performance. You know, it went over a lot of people's head. People said it was boring. People didn't like it. I'm like, well, I liked it. And that goes back to the point. It goes back to the point about two sides of the same coin, so 25 cents. You liked it. Oh, I liked it. You didn't like it. It's cool. We can just watch the game. Regardless, we watched it. You feel me? So I don't know if I made sense, but like, I don't know. I just love talking about music. And I remember you were always one person to talk about it with during undergrad. We were always there. And so and so dropped music. So and so. I was here for you first, but yeah, I really enjoyed the performance, and I look forward to seeing what he does from the years coming on. Because usually at this time is when artists start to decline, like J. Cole said. He's 37 years old. J. Cole's 40. You know what I'm saying? Still up from here. They still got plenty of time in this game, but
Absolutely.
yeah. But like, where do you see? Where do you see like? Do you see Kendrick and Cole still staying in that back and forth debate? Do you see them ever collabing?
And we've been waiting for Black Friday for about 50, 11 years now.
It's 2014, 2015, I want to say.
You know how many Februaries come? It ain't been scary for no February. It's been so many February. I mean, honestly, I think, and I'm gonna say this, and my homeboy is gonna be like, "Oh, we knew it." When you're arguing with a J. Cole fan, first of all, I love both artists. Let's get that out the way. But when you're arguing with a J. Cole fan, they be a little toxic sometimes. You gotta, add to the fire and be like Kendrick's better. But I'm gonna be honest right here, right now. It takes a man to do what J. Cole did. It takes a grown man to do what J. Cole did, and for him to, again, come down to that humility and just you know what? All right then. I think that was a great step to a potential collab album. I think it was a great step to at least, giving us something, because I think both of them have done an excellent job in highlighting an experience of what it's like to be an African American. And it would truly be a shame if we, as fans, never got a chance to hear their great minds work. Honestly, that's just the long and the short of it. I think those are two pioneers since about 2010, 9. Like, I think those two have been truly pivotal in a lot of African Americans' minds, how a lot of people think, a lot of hip hop. I think they just have, so they bring something that I don't know if a rapper can anytime soon. And I think it'd be a shame if both of them wouldn't get a chance to collab. But like I said, it take a big man to do what J. Cole did, and I think we may be in the steps for the right direction.
Yeah, I remember I was listening to a podcast for J. Cole talking about, I forgot the name of the podcast. I almost said Mike Delete later, but that's something else. But I was listening to his podcast. He talked about it briefly. He talked about it a few times. He just said it's you gotta choose the right timing because you just force a collab. Like, yo, let's
I remember
collab.
that. Yeah,
Let's
yeah, I
collab. You know
seen
what I'm
that.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not like it's something that didn't happen. They obviously they collab before, but like in this modern day and age with how big they are now compared to what they were like 10, even just 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kendrick just hit 100 million monthly listeners on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just looking at it now, like it would need it had to be something like spot on for them. Because
Mm-hmm.
then guess what? Then that's when the other people in pop culture are gonna pop up, be like, man, they both fell off. Let's say they have like a trash verse. They
Yeah.
both have a trash verse. Man, they fell off. Man, they fell off. Instead, I want to hear who had the best verse. Who had the best verse? Kendrick
Yeah.
or Cole? Just like how people were debating who had the best verse on Forever with Drake,
Yeah,
Kanye,
and Wayne, all
Wayne, and
them.
Eminem. I was like, even I was still debating it. I'm still debating it.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I'm
Yeah.
still debating it. But like, I want to hear that instead of like the whole man, this person fell off.
That's what they want to
Or
do. The fan bases are gonna. I think the fan bases may be a little too toxic, and we'll see all of what because you seen it with just this new Drake and P&D album.
yeah,
Like folks don't give nothing a chance to breathe. Like, and before the album even gets listened to, if Drake and if Kendrick and Cole make that album, off the first, like, not even listen, like first 10 minutes, it's gonna be Twitter feeds going crazy talking about some I knew Kendrick was better than Cole, I knew Cole was better
hmm
than Kendrick, as opposed to really appreciating two brilliant minds and just not only just hip hop, but just minds in general collabing for an album for us. Really just I think it may have too much negativity on it. So I mean, it's tough, but that's just that day and age we live in, with social media and everything. Everyone has an opinion and gets a chance to say it, which has its good and its bad. But um, maybe back in the day, whenever they had them CDs, or back in the day you had to get a mixtape or had to get the album purchased, then I feel like it'd be more well received then. Because at the end of the day, there's no internet to take jabs at people, for even personal reasons opposed to the music, so but we'll see. I hope so. I know you definitely hope so. I'll keep wishing for February's. We got one next year.
yeah, and it goes beyond the music too. Comparing artists, I'd unfollow a lot of accounts that were like, this person fell off. Will this be this person make or break?
Mm-hmm.
Even with sports, remember Giannis. I don't think he made he got kicked out of the playoffs like 2 years ago. And the next year, I saw a bunch of stuff on my feed. This is Giannis Antetokounmpo's make or break year. I'm like, bro, he just won a chip in
Yeah.
2021. Let him breathe. Like, let him do his thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's a lot more pressure, toxic pressure, I will say.
It
A lot more
is.
toxic pressure. Because, like, end of the day, kind of like you said earlier, like, you had to change up your routine, you had to adapt. Every day is a make or break moment. One decision, like, let's say, well, you made it here. Now I can say it. Let's say you had to retake like one class because you really didn't feel like going to class that day, and like your grade dropped a lot. That could have
Mm-hmm.
changed your whole course of where you're at now.
Absolutely.
That could have changed everything. So for people to say like this is your make or break, this person's trash, let's just enjoy it right now. Like I
Yeah.
don't even like debating anymore when it comes to like who's better on this. I like debating who's better on the song, but like,
Yeah.
we're talking about like album to album, uh, catalog to catalog. I don't like doing it anymore. I just like to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I feel like even animes, that's different. That's a different beast.
That
That's a
definitely
different
is.
beast. That's a different beast. Everybody can debate all they want for it. Everybody has a different taste. But with music and sports and of course movies and entertainment too, anime is completely separate. But you know what I'm saying? Um, shoot, we'll close out with this. Like, what's something you're looking forward to? Obviously, getting your white coat, but like, is there anything else you're looking forward to, like 6 months down the line from now, outside of it?
Just for my birthday coming up, I'm excited to see what 24 feel like. But I think I'm just looking forward to seeing what space I'm in. You know, just seeing how I mature, what experiences I'll have by then. Because it's hard to see. It's hard to see the forest for the trees sometimes. But when you sit down and look at a tree and just really admire the step it had to take to grow to where it's at, I think that's kind of where the space I'm in right now because I'm excited to see who I'll be. You know, the people I'd have met, the connections I'd have built. You know, talking with you, of course, once Invincible that season, go ahead and do what it need to do. So you know, I'm really blessed and happy in the space I'm in right now.
So, well, do you have any words of encouragement or any closing remarks?
Well, I do want to say first of all, shout out to you, Rob, for allowing me to be on this podcast, man. I really appreciate it. I also just want to say, it's unfortunate you won't be able to see it, but FAMU legend in my eyes, Miss Deanne Humphrey, um, rest in paradise, my beautiful baby cousin. Definitely want to shout out my family. Shout out to the Nesby people, especially you. I want to say to you and Julius though, for real, because even though I wasn't Nesby, y'all showed love, and then y'all showing my little brother love because he over at FSU now, and I think he's getting mixed
Yeah.
in with it and everything.
Yeah,
So
Julius told I. Quick sidetrack.
yeah, of course, of course.
Speaking of your brother, first of all, I met your brother a few times, and I remember the first time I met him, he was just like a skinnier version of you. I'm like, that's your brother, and he's taller than you. And so Julius had called me after one of the meetings in November, December, and they said, "Yo, we finally met Justin's brother." I'm like, "Word? How do you know it was him?" He was like, "Well, he looks just like him." I said, "No, I was just messing with you." He said he walked in. They were like, "It's the second coming of Justin Martin." Cause like it's crazy, but yeah, I know your brother's doing well down there.
Yeah,
First
he
year at I'm saying FSU or FAMU FSU Engineering, College of Engineering. So I'm glad he's doing well down there, and Julius keeps me updated from time to time, so he keeps a lookout.
cool. I definitely appreciate both y'all for that. Truly, y'all done helped him out, and I know y'all will keep helping him. He got an internship coming up, actually, a paid one too, trying to follow in your footsteps. So I'm
Shoot.
definitely happy for the boy. I really appreciate what y'all looking out for him. Please keep doing it. You, Julius, all the Nesby folks, I really appreciate y'all. And little old St. Augustine, I definitely thank y'all for that.
So, but yeah, Justin, appreciate you being on. Oh, another
Absolutely.
thing, a running joke with myself and my dad when it comes to you, actually.
Yeah.
And I talk about one of my roommates. He's like, the one that has both legs or the one that's missing a leg. Cause like that year, every time he's like, "How's your roommate?" I said, "Oh yeah, he's out of town." I'm like, "What happened?" He hurt his leg again. "How's your roommate?" "Oh, he hurt his leg again." "Oh, he hurt his leg again." Like that's another run joke. I wanted to put that out there real quick. Like it's funny how descriptive I remember these memories. And
Yeah.
oh my goodness, we'll talk about another time. Anyway, Justin, appreciate
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for being on, taking the time out of your schedule, finishing up your term, getting ready for clinicals, and saying myself, you already know I wish you the best of luck. I've been with you literally since day one
Thank
at
you, man.
FAMU, and I hope the viewer will be behind their back as well, and hopefully they got something out of it if they're trying to go on the same path as you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, to the viewer watching this, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. Um, and yeah, that's all I can really say. Till next time, you know what I'm saying? Stay blessed, keep laughing, keep smiling through those dark days. And
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna do the whole family when dark clouds over the horizon, all that. Anyway, anyway, y'all take it easy and see you on the next episode.
Later.